Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the next Epic War 4 stream. I did notice on the last one that since I had to drastically decrease the bitrate so that the stream didn't lag, the quality wasn't the best because of it. So that was a bit of a shame. I'll try to fix that, I think, before the next stream, if there even is any way, because, I mean, that didn't happen before, so... Not sure why it happened now, but for now we're going to continue. Hello there, Vibe Checker. Opening the chat and let's go. I'm a bit bothered by the white borders, but okay, I think I see. Just like last time, cinematic mode just refuses to cooperate. Right, so cinematic mode, full screen. There we go. Now it's better. Alright, so last time we've beaten up to level 10 on Epic and fully upgraded the tank. So I think next in the list is level 11 on Epic. But I'm actually not, I don't know if we're strong enough. Let's just try to get into it. Magic Army on Epic mode. And if we can't do it, then, I mean, we can always come back after getting more units or upgrading more. Hello there, Metal CS. Yep, you are, just started. This is level 11 Magic Army on Epic, and I was just saying that not sure if we can actually do this, but let's try. Valkyries. So it's just the normal stuff for now. Can it hit? No, it didn't hit this one. Oh well. They're actually strong, like even the fully upgraded bombers aren't doing much to them. Sylphs? Oh no. Sylphs. That's okay, we have tanks. Tanks are like the perfect counter to Sylphs, because Sylphs are weak to explosions, so one tank shot is basically guaranteed to kill them. Ooh, Valkyries are attacking. Let's greet them with our Mighty Guardians, because I don't want our ranged units to take any hits there when they don't have to. Alright. Mighty Guardians stand here. Wait, why are we suddenly... Hold on a second. Why are we suddenly advancing? I didn't tell you guys to assault, did I? Maybe I did, I don't know. Okay. Oh, okay, those Sylphs are just standing there. Maybe the bombers can actually destroy... Okay. They destroyed one of them. Now, I'm pretty sure that the comet counts as explosions. I could shoot them, but at the same time, we aren't attacking yet, so I think it would be a waste. We shoot them, they just get more Sylphs, so... And here's the Angel. So... I'm just waiting for the third tank. Once we get the third tank, by that time we're gonna have all of our Mighty Guardians, so we're just going to advance. Nice. Mighty Guardians. Oh my goodness. Can you ranged units not go forward? Also, that was such a perfect Bomberman hit. Yeah, our army is destroying them. The problem is Valkyries aren't going to be the hardest part about this level. The hardest part, well, I mean, there's the Angel, but we see there's another epic unit. So I'm pretty sure that the only epic units we've seen so far were these epic Succubus on level 1 and the epic Elf Snipers on level 9. So this is the next one, the epic Sylph. The one Sylph that our tanks do not counter. Oh, nice. See, but we're all basically already dead by this point, so... That's what I'm talking about when I say we might not be able to do this. just yet. Yeah, I think they do, but it's almost as if like when enemies come, they advance a bit to attack, and after they destroy all the enemies, they keep advancing because they're like bloodthirsty for more. But that's not what's supposed to happen. Alright, let's blow up these guys. Also, sometimes I press like the left or right arrow key to move left or right, and it just gets stuck, so I have to press and unpress it again for it to stop. Oh, I forgot to send the Mighty Guardians, but I think the bomber's gonna take care of it. Alright, how about this time? Assault, but without the heroes. We need to kill the angel, I think. I'm not actually sure. Let's try to Berserk, because this may help us damage. Oh, by the way, Berserk is one spell that we absolutely need to upgrade as soon as possible. I, for some reason, forgot to do that. Ooh. Yeah, see that... Hello, Goman. Yeah, absolutely. This is level 11 on Epic, and I don't think we can do it because last time we finished by doing level 10 on Epic, but level 11 is actually significantly harder, not because of the angel, but because of the Epic Sylph. All right. So yeah, I suppose we should come back to this level when we have stronger units and possibly some titans. So yeah, I think it is going to be a good idea to use arrows on the angel with Berserk nonetheless. See, it did minuscule damage, so yeah, how about we just surrender for now? You guys can have your land. We don't need to conquer the entire map just yet. I don't even know if those guys are actually evil. I mean, they have an angel and they just have sylphs. They don't seem to be particularly aggressive even. I don't know why we're attacking them, but I guess we have to. So let's see. We did everything on Epic up to level 10, excluding 9. 9 we didn't even do on hard, and we're not ready to do it on hard yet. See, kind of unbalanced that there are specific levels that are really hard on hard and Epic, and then other levels aren't generally a big problem whatsoever. But level 12, that I can definitely try out on Epic. I think it's not going to be too hard, but we will need all the help from our 3 tanks that we can get. Oh, I didn't even do 14 on normal yet. We're going to do 13 on normal, but first I really wanted to have the meteor for that one. You probably know why. Oh, I was waiting for the bomber to blow up those guys, but the tornado was like, nope. Ooh, the tornado actually kind of escorted the bomber there, which was funny. Nice, got the knight too. Let's see, 1 tank is ready. I think we might have to farm just a bit to get what we want, because I didn't actually do any farming after the last stream, which was 2 days ago. But we're not gonna have to do too much of it, thankfully, because even if we can't win this level on Epic, we know we can win it on hard, and it gives us a lot of money. And level 10 also gives us a lot of money because we killed the titans, so yeah, that's not going to be a problem. But levels 9 and 11, they're gonna be quite rough, yeah. I don't think we'll do them this time, but At this point, this is like the second to last stream of this game, because we don't actually have that much left to do. Also, they're attacking. Let's not meet them with our ranged units in the front lines. Horse is not there yet, but there's a lot of mini horses and their riders. Let's not get damaged by the tornado too much. Thankfully, the tornado doesn't actually attack right at the castle. It only attacks on the battlefield, which is good, makes sense. Okay, the horse is finally here, and more knights. Now we need... Okay, the knights are attacking. This is actually perfect. Assault and berserk. We're gonna have to... We're gonna be able to kill the knights without the horse being there to help them. With our amazing... Because, look, we immediately destroyed them. And then we'll charge at the horse. But knowing this, we're gonna need our phantoms and mighty guardians as much as possible. So Vigraf, stay back, please. You alone are not worth all of those troops. Oh, the phantoms are slicing up the centaurs. And then all of them... Okay, not died. Some of them are still alive. And we healed them, which is great. Now, you guys remember that arrows and berserk and rage are great against large targets, so I'm going to wait until I get full mana, and berserk, rage, arrows, and arrows if I can afford it. Epic White Knight. What do you mean by White Knight? Is it like a white version of this horse, or the knights? I guess Vigraf is like the good quote-unquote version of these dark knights. But the dark horse, oh, that's one of a kind. Ooh, Popo's actually getting quite hurt there. I think we should probably... Wait, where did all of our tanks go? I guess the bombers had enough range to kill them. But that's a bit of a shame. Also, please, thank you, Bomber. See, Bombers being there to distract the knights allows Popo to escape until he gets hit by their Bomber. That's okay, because we can wait a little bit and sacrifice our plan. Oh my goodness, their Bombers are so annoying. Okay, now there's more than one at a time now. So perhaps arrows are not the best solution anymore, because, you know, they'll only hit half as effectively. But then again, I don't think I have any better solution other than just using berserk and hoping that our units are going to kill them. Popo really does help. I think I need to send him forward. He's going to take damage, but, you know, all I need to do is heal him occasionally. And he's just too valuable to our cause. Popo the epic flying dwarf, yeah. He mastered the skill of flying that only the small dwarfs so far have been able to master. Only it wasn't his initiative. Okay, those two horses actually confuse me because they kind of move a bit and make it look like it's just one horse. Alright, so Popo. Oh my goodness. I'm using berserk to help Popo, you know, get better attacks off. But from what it seems like, he's not going to be getting attacks off because he's just going to keep getting bombed to death. Okay, I think we're making progress. One of the horses is dying. The second one is a little damaged. So if we don't make the mistake that I did last stream, where I just kind of retreated and allowed the horse to gain so much ground that it started damaging the castle. If we don't do that, we'll be golden. Oh boy. That's still rough though. The castle's already here. Yeah, the dwarf engineers, they're kind of lost potential because they have really cool design as units, but they're just kind of goblins and that's it. Okay. At this point, knights are charging forward, so we need to charge and berserk to both kill the knights and damage the horses yet further. Knights are retreating, good, but we also lost basically all of our army there, so... Yeah, I mean, like a unit with a semi-range, like not quite a ranged unit, but also not quite a melee unit, also does, you know, I do think that as a concept it's not a bad one. But it just, the damage that they do, I think it needs to be bigger for them to not just be goblin equivalents. Alright. Berserk yet again. Also Popo this time is going to get at least one shot off, and even one Popo shot under Berserk is going to matter a lot. Two Popo... No! Okay, he got stunned out of that one. Well, I need to... Ooh, nope. Why does this always happen? I'm actually annoyed. He's fine, then the next second he dies, and I cast the spell too late, it basically becomes useless. Did one of their horses die? I think one of their horses died because... You know, I had a hard time seeing if there was one horse or two horses there, but now I'm pretty sure it's just one of them. Unless they synced perfectly and just had the same, like move at the same time in the exact same manner. Ooh, see, the tornado here would have... Oh, it actually did destroy some of their bombers. Alright, assault. Vigraf and Simon, don't go there. Because we need these melee guys. We'll destroy the horse without even needing to use more magic. And that's a good thing. Nice. And the bombers in this game are still pretty useful. They do enough damage to justify having them. I don't really like them in Epic War 3 and in Epic War 5. Alright, so we killed the horse. Let's see if any more are going to come. Is it going to be like 2 horses at a time and they're gonna keep sending them? Yeah, it seems so. So they're gonna keep sending them. It's gonna be at most 2 horses at a time. But if we kill them, they're going to respawn eventually. I'm still not sending Vigraf, but at this point, maybe we'll damage the horse while it's at the base with any effect. It would be interesting if when the Iron Horse X died, it kind of crumbled and a lot of bombers came out of it to show that it wasn't just producing bombers on the fly, but it actually had bombers inside of it, and they kind of ran out and charged at me for one final time once the horse died. That would be a cool concept, but I think they just wanted to make it simple. Once a unit dies, it's dead and that's it. Okay, we're damaging the horse. And it's just one horse here, the second one did not yet come, so I think we're doing well. Ooh, we're doing well if I paid attention to Popo's health. Okay, there we go, at least he didn't die like last time because I forgot to heal him in time. And unlike Epic War 3, thankfully, we don't have to keep pressing assault. All of our units that aren't the heroes, once they spawn on the battlefield, they keep... they charge towards where the battle is going. Okay, nice. This hits both the horse and the castle for decent damage. I should have berserked there because Popo would have gotten so much damage done with that berserk. But now he's once again being destroyed by bombers and black knights. We're killing the knights though. They're not that big a deal because we have a lot of units that do damage and that's not really a problem. And also crowd control. But the bombers, they destroy our armies. Like our tanks are basically useless because of them. I keep healing Popo, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to heal him now. So he's gonna have to die and respawn. And I'll let him do that because if I send him to retreat right now, he's gonna retreat and have low health. While if once he respawns, he's gonna have full health and we'll have an increased mana bar. And we'll go and fight the horse again and we're going to destroy it that time. And we'll keep doing some damage to the castle, but it's nothing compared to, like, compared to what we're doing to the horse, it's negligible, so I think we're gonna do more damage to them once the horse is dead, but, you know, this makes me think that we might have to kill quite a bit of horses before we can actually seriously attack the castle. I was hoping to summon the revenge wave so we wouldn't have to deal with it later, but if we kill all horses and then summon the revenge wave, that would still be fine. Because, you know, without a horse, the revenge waves would be nothing. It would be very easy for us to take care of. And the knights are pretty strong in that they're mainly immune to status effects, like the mighty guardians don't stun them, really. But they do get launched by tanks and succubi and even tornadoes. And bombers, of course. Yeah, we do have a lot of crowd control. Really. It's only the orangutans that don't do splash damage. But I think they're useful against the horse. Because the rocks do hit it. Even if they like hit a unit here, then bounce and hit the horse. Yeah, but we're doing a lot of damage, especially our fully upgraded units. That's great. I think it's time to send Popo back into the fray. And of course, if we had shield, this would be really easy. That's why I'm not doing it with shield. It's, I want it to be interesting, you know. Right. So black tea with milk and sugar has a faint taste, but hey, good thing it has not too much sugar. Yeah. I think when it's too much, the taste becomes kind of overwhelming, but black tea with milk and sugar is, in my opinion, just as good as without sugar. Oh, we're about to kill the horse, by the way, so that's nice. Now we can heal, because surely now not nearly... they won't do nearly as much damage now that the horse is dead until they send another one. Wait, you killed the Dark Lord of Fire on level 16? I wanna see that, because I've never been able to kill him. I thought that he wasn't technically immune, but he just had so much health that it didn't matter, and it's like he's immune. So if you got enough, I don't know, if you just like waited and sent your units and eventually they killed him, that says something about, once again, the AI and the balancing, how he could have easily destroyed the castle but kind of chose not to. I think 16 is just kind of like the heroes did what they were supposed to. They stopped the forces of darkness and then they decided to go on I don't know, hunt for tributes against some of the most powerful inhabitants of the lands. But out of them, only the Epic Yeti kind of feels like a threat. The rest of them are just... they're strong, of course, but I don't think they would attack us first if we didn't attack them. So that's a bit... oh, the succubus just got sliced. I think the succubi might be weak to melee. Okay, that's a lot of mighty guardians, because we're triggering all of their revenge waves. I'm sending Vigraf here this time because there's no horse, but I am gonna be careful to heal whenever necessary. Like right now I'm healing Popo. Wind spell would be cool, that would blow the enemies back. Yeah, as long as it's like balanced, unlike in Epic War 5, because here blowing the enemies back would actually be really powerful, a great crowd control measure. Okay, it's good that we're actually destroying this guy, because, you know, he's attacking our backlines, and I do not particularly appreciate that. But Vigraf is still very healthy, so yeah, it seems they stopped with their horses. You know what? I'm gonna give them another chance. Now I know what you're thinking. This might sound really stupid considering what happened last time, but I wanna see if they send another horse. Nice, those tank shots got critical. Okay, I wanna see if they send another horse. If they do, we'll kill it just like we killed the other horses. But if they don't, it's just interesting that they stop at 3. You'd think, with how this game works, if normal had 1 horse, Epic would have like 10. I would also be interested in seeing how many knights they naturally accumulate without revenge waves, because I'm pretty sure we killed all of their knights that came from revenge waves, so now they're just natural ones. Alright, I remember killing the gigantic Yeti, that I remember, but I don't think I ever killed the Angel or the Inferno, because it's just, it didn't seem like they were enemies meant to be killed. Then I don't know if the Yeti was, but the Yeti was killable. The Battle of the Horses, yeah. there's Vigraf, the enemy knights, the Iron Horses, the Mighty Guardians, and the Centaurs, of course, they also kinda count. No Iron Horse yet, guys. You're blowing your chance. Mankind didn't abandon horse until World War I, yeah, and then created tanks. But we have tanks and horses. So, oh, guys, why are you being stupid? Bombers, we can send you forward. That is not a problem. But Succubi, come on. You guys know you don't fare well against arrows. Ooh, I wish the bombs would explode on the knights, but they're gonna explode on the dwarf engineers, which is a shame, because now the knights are going to be angry and not damaged. But that's okay, because we are going to berserk them with our entire army. Oh, some of them got blown way back by that. Yeah, they can't deal with our might, but yeah, they're not sending any more horses. Let's just end it. Doesn't seem like we're gonna get a lot more horse experience out of that. Our horses now prevail. HP bar is almost invisible. Yeah, I remember dying to level 16 on hard, so that's why I figured that either he attacked eventually, like the dragon from level 10, although the dragon maybe also just defended the castle, I'm not sure. It's just weird that they're just defending their castle. It's kind of like, oh, look, what a dangerous level, but then again, you don't have a way to lose it. It's just, it will take time for you to win. Kind of takes away from the dangerousness, and oh my goodness, that's a lot of gold. I knew we would get gold from this, and that would be great, but that's a lot of gold. I might replay that, you know, we'll get maybe even a Titan from this stream. But yeah, the fact that the Epic Yeti advances straight away, that's good. That is it does feel like he's the dangerous final boss, and he would attack us if we didn't attack him. And then normal and hard is just like the overconfident heroes who, maybe not overconfident, but the confident and kind of arrogant heroes who just defeated all the evil are like, okay, there's no more evil here. Let's just attack anything that might possibly be dangerous for us, even if it doesn't want to attack us. Well, I'm reading the messages now, but no, we did not have a repeat of last stream, because I learned from my mistakes. I also kind of wanted to maybe get more experience or more gold, more loot for that next horse, but the next horse didn't come, so I'm just, okay, we killed the knights and killed the castle. Oh yeah, level 16 also does have knights. Maybe the knights were the ones who destroyed me, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I think the Yeti might, I mean not the Yeti, but the Inferno might eventually spin into the castle. It's like he attacks us, and then once he, maybe like, at some point the units that defend the castle, they realize, okay, maybe let's go back to the castle. It's kind of that way with the Black Goblin from level 13 too, because I'm pretty sure he's not usually meant to advance. But I have definitely died in that, probably like because the Black Goblin got to my castle. So like if they keep attacking, they got too invested in attacking, they're gonna make their way over to the castle, forget that they have to retreat, and you know, win because of that, because it turns out they didn't actually have to retreat. They have to, you know, be smart about it and win. Cast it into the fire. Well, that's what the enemy tried to do to us in that, on this mission, and we'll probably also try to do on quite a few next missions too, because, you know, well, your guess that they used 5, maybe they would use more later, but they only used, I'm pretty sure they only used 3 that we killed, and after that they stopped for enough time for us to like get tired and just defeat them. Hello. let's see. Bombers, okay, I should, yeah, let's go to the upgrade screen. Bombers, the only unit in the game which was actually improved with every mainstream entry. In Epic War 2 they were useless, in Epic War 3 they can be used for a few things and serve a constant ship damage. In Epic War 4 they roll closer before exploding, which makes them much better, but in Epic War 5 they'll roll forward even if they get killed. I don't entirely agree with the fact that they were improved, even though the rolling is a good thing. In Epic War 2, I thought the bombers were actually good because they were like, even the cannons didn't do splash damage there. The bombers was like one of the few units, like low tier units, that actually did splash damage, and they did a lot of damage. So even though they usually weren't useful, they would be really useful like when the enemies were attacking your castle and there aren't many ranged enemies. So I think they're pretty good in Epic War 2. In Epic War 3, I mean, constant chip damage, I don't think they actually do a lot of chip damage, and we just have way too little of them in Epic War 3. I think we only have 5. And the fact that they don't, the fact that units in Epic War 3 don't charge forward when we're attacking and we have to keep pressing assault makes them even more useless here, because, you know, we have to press assault every time a new bomber comes, or we'll send them all at once and have a chance of losing them all at once. In Epic War 4, I do think they're good, as I already said, and the fact that they roll forward can actually help quite a bit. But I also think it does make sense that that if they get killed before they have the chance to roll, then they don't roll, because, you know, you shoot the bomb explodes, the guy doesn't have a chance to roll forward. So while it might not be as useful for us, it makes sense from the game's perspective. In Epic War 5, bombers are just complete garbage. Let's call them what they are. They can be an interesting enemy to fight against on those 2 levels, but on our side they're just complete garbage, no way around it. Yeah, so much for the invincible Iron Horse. As I said in the last stream, it was only invincible because each nation was weak enough to not be able to handle it and its firepower. But now we unified so much and got so many troops that it's not invincible anymore, even if they send 50 of them. Yeah, Epic War 5. Yeah, you unlock them by extra level 6, and I really think they should do more damage. At least that's what I made them do in the mod. I made them do like a lot more damage. The boss of extra stage 2 and 3 might be evil or be used for evil. Are you talking about Epic War 4? Or what do you mean? The dragon may indeed be useful against the angel, yes. It would also be useful against the goblin. Maybe we should get it. Yeah, maybe it is a worthy investment. This game. So extra stage 2 and 3. Are you talking about the bomb and ball, or are you talking about level 16? Because I'm a bit confused here about stage 2 and 3. I assume that you mean that this is stage 1, 2, 3, and 4? Alright. So we could get the dragon. Now I did want to expand over this. Okay, let's get the dragon, because we do need a titan by now. We'll get the dragon. And we'll get the tower skill. I want to expand by this first. It unlocks some cool things, and then for these things I think we're gonna need more gold. Actually, wait a second, the meteor isn't there, is it? The meteor is over here. But it doesn't matter, we don't need the meteor yet, we already have the dragon, so we can expand over here. And get some interesting things, guys. So, first of all, the tower, the Epic War Tower, which we're going to use. And it's funny how, like, in this game, it feels so out of place compared to Epic War 1 and 2. That unlocks the Yetis, the Untamed Beasts, which are actually good units. You can see that they have 600 health immediately right off the get-go, on level 1. But there's also just one of them yet, so we'd have to upgrade them to make them useful. Like, especially if we're talking about like 5 Untamed Beasts eventually compared to 12 Phantom Ghosts. They'd have to be pretty useful, but they are tanks, they're frontline tanks that can both tank and do crowd control. If we compare them to Mighty Guardians, I think eventually they are going to have more health, but there's not going to be as many of them. I think they'll be just a little bit more effective at doing their job, but Mighty Guardians are probably still better because of their population. But we'll get the Untamed Beast, and that unlocks. I'm definitely maxing these out as soon as I can. Let's just say that. There's also just one of them. War Tigers and Untamed Beasts are kind of rivals, kind of like Phantom Ghosts and Mad Bulls, except it's an even closer rivalry because they have the same population. The population corresponds to their level, and obviously Untamed Beasts have a lot more health, and War Tigers have slightly more attack, but let's face it, War Tigers are mainly used for crowd control. We also have the Phoenix Strike, which, if we remember the Phoenix Strike from Epic War 3, it was something, so perhaps it might turn into something here. And also, the final unit in this at this end of the branch is Kara the Slayer, which is the 5th hero. With stats, if we compare it to level 2 VGraph, not very impressive, but we're definitely gonna try her out, especially because I think she's better than these two heroes. So let's go ahead and equip her. Oh right, we can also spend more money on things. So let's upgrade the War Tiger, because of course we're gonna do that. Why would we not do that? And I want to eventually upgrade Berserk. Eventually, like make it level 5, but for now I can only make it level 2. So instead, I'm going to continue expanding and get the Time Stop spell, which is shield, but slightly worse in my opinion. And later we'll be able to get the Elf Snipers, which it's interesting, by the way, that both Forest Hunter and Elf Sniper, they're units that are just basic units that shoot arrows. And you get to fight against them very early on in the game, but for some reason both of them are locked under this late game web. For some reason they're here, like both of them. I'm not sure why. Why wouldn't one of them be like on one of these webs and then the other locked over here? It's weird that kind of such similar units are both on the same web, like two slots apart from each other. Let's see. He's also strong as magic, so pixies will do less damage. You mean sylphs, right? Pixies do no damage in this game, and pixies aren't gonna be very worrying when we fight against them, thankfully. But yeah, it's the sylphs that are the problem there. Going through the time stop line and get the Valkyrie and the Elf Archers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Valkyries are another unit that I am anticipating because they're quite powerful. I will say that. And Elf Archers are also going to be good. Call Untamed Beast, yet they fight. I mean, maybe they're just beasts that weren't tamed, but they decided to fight. They like agreed to fight for us in a way that makes them not tamed, but just kind of intelligent. Even though intelligent isn't what you think when you see them, they actually scratch. They have an animation where they scratch their own heads, which is pretty funny. Phoenix Spell be cleaning the trash from the map. Yeah. Phoenix was super OP in Epic War 3. What they did here was give it the melee. Oh, they made it elemental. Okay. Yeah, I think the damage in this game was definitely quite a bit worse than in the other, but I think we can still achieve results when we use it in combination with the Rage and Berserk. We'll see, we'll see. Too few arrow units in general. Two normal units. Well, I don't know, because of the two arrow units, they are pretty similar to each other. Elves freeze, but overall I can understand why they didn't put a lot of arrow units in the game, because they're pretty bland, and this game, above all others, cares about unit variety. Like, each unit is actually individually something new, so I can understand why they had only two arrow units in one hero. Kara is exclusive on Congregate, yeah, so I'm playing on Congregate, that's why I have her, but also in the Flashpoint Infinity version, they removed the restrictions, so you're also going to be able to access her. Right, she is strong to all. I mean, they had to make the Congregate exclusive hero at least somewhat appealing, I guess. Although you can't, you have no way of checking her stats until, unless you play on Congregate already. So that's weird. Okay, we never really used Comet and Ice Blast lately, so let's remove those. And instead of that, we're going to put in the Phoenix. Right, so the Phoenix 62 Rage, Berserk, Arrows, Healing, Phoenix. Phoenix is definitely a lot, expensive for level 1. And then the Tower. And as for units, well, we have to we need to equip the Dragon first of all. I think it's time to say goodbye to the Bombers. I actually used them more than I thought I would, because, I mean, they were actually worth it with their damage, surprisingly. But it is time to say goodbye to them, because we're equipping the Sky Dragon, which is going to be a whole different thing entirely. Also, orangutans, as decent as they were, and, you know, they are that one range unit that can tank a lot of health, we're going to replace them. For now, actually, will we? I don't know. Maybe not yet. I mean, I don't know. I think the rest of the units are kind of too good for us to replace. So let's equip the War Tigers. The War Tigers aren't going to be amazing yet because they're only level 2 yet and there's just 2 of them. But we will upgrade them and make them better. Then later, we're going to try out both Forest Hunters, Untamed Beasts, Sylphs, and stuff like that. And even Pixies once we upgrade them. But right now, we're paying attention to these guys. Alright. So... let's see. I played Epic War 2 on Congregate only, basically. So I was surprised to learn that the Orcs were locked behind, they were Congregate exclusive. But this game I first played on that Russian portal, so I did not have access to Kara, and I don't know, was there something else I didn't have access to? No, I'm pretty sure it was just Kara. Yeah. So it was interesting to check her out, but not a game changer by any means. I wonder if we should just get right to level 13. I mean, we should probably. It's just going to, some of our units are not going to perform quite as well yet, but they'll get their chances. So Goblin Madness, Challenge 1. Oh boy. This, by the way, is like the highest difficulty curve in the game ever. And probably the hardest level in the game. But I don't know if it's still the hardest level if we don't use the shield. And from now on, the music for the late game challenges is going to be just like the final battle music. These goblins are going to get really annoying to, get through, for the simple reason that all of our units are going to keep attacking behind themselves to get the spare goblins where they should be attacking the castle. Oh, by the way, forgot to show Kara the Slayer. Can everyone fall back and then you forward? So she is actually very similar to Vigraf, but a bit more fancy, riding a dinosaur instead of a horse. She slashes the enemies up into the air, and then the dinosaur burns them, which is very effective against hobbits, but her damage right now isn't anything impressive. I think that's, having 2 Vigrafs is better than having a Vigraf and a Simon or a Cassandra, so... Now, of course, the War Tigers. I'm sure we know them, I'm sure we love them, but let's show them regardless. And as I said, against goblins, their crowd control capabilities aren't really going to prove extremely useful, but their large range of attack is, because they can hit a lot of goblins at once. Also, there was like a lightning here, so yeah, even more hazards. Ooh. See, crowd control. They threw the goblins in the air, but they weren't quick enough to escape after that, and the fire goblins destroyed them. Now the fire goblins are not ooh, they actually heal from explosions. I actually forgot about that. But even so, we are way too powerful to let some fire goblins destroy us. Ooh. And see, the War Tiger took a lot of damage from that. They're very fragile, especially unupgraded. But they're worth it. They're amazing. The black ones insta-kill anything that's not your Titans. I think they don't insta-kill the Titans, but like 2 hits and your Titans are gone. Yeah, Orcs and the Angel Knight, from what it seems, were exclusive to Congregate. Let's see. Oh, the black goblin is there. And I don't want to sound racist or anything, but I kinda want him to die. Okay, so yeah, he resists everything except non-elemental attacks. There are 3 units in this game that I'm pretty sure there are 3. I may miss some, but like the obvious units are the Sky Dragon, the Celestial Angel, and the Meteor. We only have one of them. That's the Sky Dragon. He's charging up, and he's right here. So you know, it's cool to have a Titan on your side for once. You don't really have to worry about not having enough tanking power anymore, even with your tanks, and your tanks now don't have to do any of the tanking. So yeah, as you can see, the black goblin that didn't take damage from anything else actually gets damaged by the dragon. Alright, 72 had a class which was only available in Armored Games, but that class was less appealing than the 2 others. Yeah, that's actually a decent way to do it, so that, you know, people don't complain about it being pay to win or anything. And, you know, or like, it would be a class that is more appealing than some, like Kara, not more appealing than 2 of the heroes, but, you know, she's kind of on Vigraf's level, and not quite as amazing as Popo the Epic Dwarf. Also, thus far, it hasn't happened to us yet that the dragon turns around, but trust me, when he does, it's really annoying. Like, they'll shoot the goblins past the dragon, and the dragon will be like, ooh, there's a castle and a whole bunch of dangerous red and black goblins that I need to destroy over there. But there's also a goblin over here, so I should probably turn around and attack him first. Oh, also, forgot to show this. This, by the way, this is the level on which the Epic War Tower can actually be useful, because it can kill some of the goblins that they throw in the air, and, you know, make your units not turn around as much. But just, you know, doesn't this feel so out of place in Epic War 4? Compared to how it did in Epic War 1 and 2? See the dragon turn around again. Oh, and we actually won this, wow. I was just focusing on reading the chat because I was behind on it, but we won. Huh, that was nice, but that's because we had the dragon. If we don't have the dragon, we would have much harder time against it. So, we did this, got 92,000 total, unlocked an achievement. Whew. Now, should we just continue with... Yeah, I guess let's keep unlocking things first. Alright, let's see. Watch the black ones. Black and Stickler just deal a lot of damage. You remember her? Black goblins deal anywhere from 10 to 15,000 damage. In Stickler for non-titans, yeah. A titan will survive a few hits. Generally 1 hit, but like if they're upgraded, I guess more. And the main issue with black goblins, they resist every attack type, so... Yeah, if you could stun them out of attacking, kind of like you could stun the invisible frog from Epic War 3, they wouldn't be nearly as much, nearly as dangerous, because, you know, a lot of our units have crowd control, but they can't be stunned, they can't be damaged, unless you are non-elemental. Yeah, the red goblins are assassins, basically. They do a lot of damage, and they can even hit multiple units at a time, but they're very susceptible to crowd control. The Meteor spell will... Yeah, the Meteor is probably the most hassle-free way to kill the black ones, but if you don't have if you have the dragon there attacking, you know, then the chances of the dragon actually dying would be low, because the dragon would keep attacking the, you know, the places where the black and red goblins would emerge from. And so you'd have a safety net against the black goblins. With a Meteor, you kill them, but then you have to wait for your mana to charge, and they send more. Trying to beat Guahaj without the Angel Knight the first time I ever fought a stupid throw. It did reach my castle and did 9,000 damage, but I thankfully won. Yeah, I see. Personally, you know, it's interesting how on one of my playthroughs, Guahaj in the end got to the same place, basically about the same place before I killed them, and then someone else whom I watched play it, like, killed Guahaj with absolutely no problems, didn't even come close to the castle, but in the end actually killed them the first time. That was actually quite interesting. I don't know, maybe there's orangutans off screen, only instead of throwing rocks, they throw goblins. It would be cool if there was like a level where earth dragons were being launched like that from the castle and they were flying through the map. It would be funny to see. The dragon technique may require either the time stop or invincibility. What dragon technique are you referring to? On level 13? Alright, let's get the Elf Sniper, even though we're not gonna use them yet. So Elf Sniper, and that unlocks Fortress, which adds big castle defense, which generally we don't need, but like, you know, we would have needed it on that one time where I lost to level 12 hard, so that's 15,000, alright, we'll get it. And that unlocks the Meteor Blast, which is great. We're going to use it absolutely. And Valkyries. We can already have 3 of them from the get-go, and while we're not going to use them yet, as I said, after upgrading, we'll definitely use them, at least give them a chance. And the last unit, here, we now see the entire net, the entire web. And the last unit is the Celestial Angel, also a Titan. And also non-elemental, so she would help against level 13. Now let's sink some more money into War Tigers. Let's maybe sink some more money into, you know, either Meteor Blast or Berserk, but probably Meteor Blast. Let's sink that money into Meteor Blast, because I want to now try level 13 on hard. But first, I have to not forget to equip the Meteor. And while I do kinda wanna keep the tower, yeah, I guess I won't use the Phoenix until later, because the Phoenix Strike is really not much to see. Especially since you saw it from Epic War 5, it's just not as good here. Oops. Alright. Tea is ready, that's nice. I'm actually, I don't have tea right now, so might have to cut it a bit short compared to normal streams, but but thus far we're going strong, and that will give us enough content to, you know, for the next stream, which will be the last Epic War 4 stream. So Epic War 4 will take 4 streams, since this is the 3rd one. Epic War 3 and Epic War 2 took 3 streams each, Epic War 1 took 1 stream, and Epic War 5 really is just going to take 1 stream, unless we do another stream where I play through the modded version, because I don't actually remember everything I did there, but I remember most things, and I think it's, you know, balance-wise would be interesting to check out. The Phoenix unit from Epic War 5, the unit is kinda bad, especially when you fight him. You get him way too late in the game, but when you fight him, quite a cool unit. Now, let's go and do Goblin Madness on hard. And so, if the dragon is not there for some reason, hadn't gotten there yet, or died, or is turning around stupidly and we need to save him, we can just use the meteor to destroy the black and probably all the red goblins too. Like, I don't know how the black goblins would die from that, but the red goblins would survive. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Kara, go forward to take the blow so the ranged units don't get a lot of damage. Also, Kara's attack is cool, but I think Vigraf's pattern of knocking people up, then attacking, and then there's also a ground attack that actually has a lot of range. I think it's overall a cooler, you know, it's a more practical melee attack. That's what I think. Especially since, you know, just like Kara, Viggraf blows enemies up into the air with his first strike, but his second strike doesn't just hit people in the air, it hits, you know, it hits people on the ground too. And then the last one actually kind of throws them away. Ooh. Let's not deal with that just yet. Mighty Guardians and War Tigers, take care of that, please. With your amazing... Ooh, the lightning actually decided to be on our side, but not because it likes us, it's just because we were too close to the castle for the lightning to hit. There's only one enemy that absorbs melee damage. I think it may be one of the iterations of Baal. I'm not sure, but I don't think any other melee unit. I don't remember any other unit that absorbs melee damage. Like the angels might, the golden angel might absorb magic damage, and sylphs might absorb magic damage. Some things might absorb explosion damage. Oh, Kara's dead. I'm guessing she got sniped by one of those goblins. Well, let's keep Kara and Viggraf away from the battle, really. They don't want to be a part of this. Popo does want to be a part of this, and he's generally not gonna get damaged much, because the only goblins that would be able to hit him, unless we're screwed completely, are the normal goblins. And this time they don't just get launched. They don't just get launched out of the castle. They also literally fall from the sky, unless they're. But like, since they fall in a vertical line, I assume that they didn't get launched out of the castle. Otherwise, they'd fall like this. But they fall vertically, so I assume there's just it's just raining goblins now. Yeah, I think he was. I think Grubble Grimtooth was an exclusive, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that, because the Black Goblin is here. Well, guess what, Black Goblin? You're not here anymore, and neither are your red buddies. Then again, new ones are going to come and ruin us, but we're still doing damage, and that is very important for us right now. Okay, fine. They defend against that attack. However, we did do a bit of damage to them, so that's nice. Dragon is still here, fighting against all these goblins that fall from the sky. Here, by the way, the bug that makes ranged units advance forward when they shouldn't, and, you know, become vulnerable, it's actually going to help us now. Because, you know, every time after attacking, the dragon inches forward a bit, even though there's still goblins to attack. So this is the one redeeming quality of that bug. Because if not for the bug, I don't know if the red dragon, the black freaking sky dragon would ever be able to make it there. Because they keep the raining goblins, the black dragon would never... Oh my goodness, why do I keep calling him black? The sky dragon, the green dragon, the poison shooting dragon would just never be able to make it there, because there'd always be goblins for him to attack. Also, it's really good that when he falls, he kills people here underneath him. I don't think there's any black goblins yet, but they are probably going to send some soon, and I need that epic arrow tower, because it might help a bit. Probably not. If you remember last time when we had it, it didn't actually kill a goblin in one shot, and one shot is all it's gonna do to a flying goblin who's falling fast, so yeah, it might not actually be as useful as I thought it could. Ooh, that lightning didn't like my War Tiger. Or, as he would like to be called, Tiger Warrior. And I am happy to oblige. Now let's, no, you know, I don't think I'm going to... There's two black goblins here now. Well, guess what, black goblins? You're gonna kill some of our units, we'll retaliate with a meteor. It didn't kill the red ones, but obviously killing the black ones was a lot more important in this case. Yeah, if you resist, yeah. But only one absorbs it. Let's see. Tyrant Lord Baal in epic mode will absorb melee, but takes damage from everything else. I think so. Now, I don't want to... I want to actually figure out myself, because I know that they have like weaknesses, the different Lord Baals, but I don't remember them, so I actually want to figure it out myself. But at the same time, it's not going to be like it's not gonna take a while to figure out. It's just gonna be like, okay, let's try a melee unit. Oh, he absorbed that. I guess he absorbs melee, so it's not gonna be hard. It's Raining Man Goblin Edition. That's what I thought, yeah. Strike can be beaten in two ways: either non-elemental damage or use a mob of units specializing in killing goblin kind. Tigers, phantoms, anything with a low attack delay. Well, tigers aren't even the best as far as that goes. They're like they don't wait too much before attacking, but after attacking they kind of wait a bit. Dragon's attack. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, the dragon just keeps turning around and he's still not far from the castle. That's the thing. More black goblins are there. Or, to be precise, one black goblin. Not a problem. We're just waiting for our dragon to make his way over here. And if the goblin decides to kill all of our units in advance here, well, he's going to die to the dragon eventually. Unless the dragon just conveniently turns around and starts shooting at the insignificant goblins, and this goblin gets really lucky. But I will try my best to prevent that with either healing or meteors. Dragon's attack enemy is like you spitting your chewing gum into a teacher's face. And sitting on his face first and then spitting the chewing gum. Don't forget the sitting on his face. Second technique requires either the meteor times shield, skip or shield. Yeah, either it's some two broken spells or non-elemental spells. So basically, it's just non-elemental things will greatly help you here. How could the stage even get more challenging? Well, we'll try it on Epic. But unless I want to do a 10-hour stream, I don't think we'll beat it on Epic. Hey, I hear black goblin destruction sounds, which I'm actually fine with now with using the meteor because I maxed out on mana. So yeah, and I think that there can be two black goblins at a time here because we never saw more than two at a time. We could wait and see if maybe they'll get a third, but I don't know. I guess we'll wait. Epic definitely has more than that at once. I've always used the Sky Dragon for this. I use about 30 minutes each time, but on Epic mode is the only level in the game where I get over 1 million loot. That is the level I was talking about when I said that the one level in this game is very easy farming money. Basically, beat this level on normal and hard, and then don't even bother, you don't even have to bother beating it on Epic, but you could beat on Epic first, fairly, in a fair way. But then just start it on Epic, assault, leave your computer, come back in like 5 hours, you're going to win and get like 1 million experience. So it's, even compared to the stages 10 and 12 where you get a lot of loot, comparatively, in comparison to this level, like, you get relatively no loot, and, you don't have to be involved in this level either. You just press assault, leave, come back, and win. Unless somehow the black goblin comes near your castle and damages it, but if you have the dragon and the angel, that shouldn't be a thing. Okay, nice observation, Metal, because I don't think I ever noticed that. Let's hear it, let's hear the sound, because the black goblin is right here. Yeah, that is exactly the sound that plays when the hero dies. How could I not think of that? Huh. That's actually interesting, because it kinda fits for both. Alright, we're making our way over here, so I think I could just let the goblin kill everyone here, and then try to wait for the dragon. But I wanted to kill the goblin so it would have a chance at least of damaging the castle. And I now realize it was a mistake because we only killed one with that meteor, and none of our unit, like the only unit that was attacking, the war tiger, the tiger warrior, died anyway to the red goblins. So yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. It's not a big deal. We already have our meteor back for whenever we need to use it, but we don't need to yet. Ooh, I think that was a Mighty Guardian shot. It just blasted all of them away. But Mighty Guardians take too long to charge, so in a fair fight, the goblins would completely annihilate the Mighty Guardians. But when our guardians are protected by other units such as phantoms, they can do amazing damage to the goblins. Our tanks heal them, But our tanks do hurt the base whenever they get there, so I am hoping for them to kind of still be useful despite healing the red goblins and not doing any damage to the black ones. Also, yeah, use that meteor again, because this is a force that might actually have a chance at damaging the castle, and I want to give it that chance. I know the next black goblin is gonna spawn soon, but before he does, we're going to actually do some damage here, and that is great. Alright, yeah, you guys just stay there, stay out of trouble, because we need our other units. Especially if somehow the dragon dies, we need the dragon to respawn as soon as possible. So the black goblin's back. Our push didn't survive for a long time. And what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna put the guardians, put the melee units basically away from the goblin. The reason that I'm doing this is that I do not want... Oh my goodness, guardians, can you like not? I told you to go get away from there. Succubi also kinda get away from there. War tigers, don't get too close. Phantoms, no, don't trigger him. Because if we get too close, he's going to come forward and destroy our army. But if we don't get too close, we can actually preserve our position and like still have the tank here once we have enough mana to kill the black goblins. And right now he's just standing there doing nothing, so that's what I'm aiming for. Eventually though, because the AI in this game is kinda random, so eventually he's going to go forward on his own accord, but not forward towards our castle, no, he's going to go forward and just slightly forward and then stop. Alright, I'm very, very worried about this, because the two black goblins are here. Two black goblins are here, and oh, okay, thank you for turning around, because if he didn't turn around, the goblins could actually kill him. But he, you know, he's like, these goblins are obviously more important than whatever's going on over here. Two sounds. What? You mean two sounds for the goblin animation? The goblin death attack. I'm trying to listen now. That one only made one sound, but maybe like when each goblin is born, when each black goblin is born, he kind of gets something assigned, like gets the sound assigned, one of the two sounds assigned at birth. That would be an interesting concept. Oh my goodness, dragon, please be reasonable. Please don't die to this just because you're stupid. You're gonna die to this just because you're stupid. Okay, I preemptively healed because I was afraid the goblin would get a shot off, but thankfully he didn't. At least the healing spell doesn't take as much mana as the meteor spell does. Oh no. If black goblins were being thrown from the castle and fell from the sky, I would not play this game again. I saw that message, but I didn't understand it, so... Okay, now dragon, it's your responsibility to not do what you just did. You fool! Fool of a sky dragon. Thank you. Now, I would use the meteor if I had to, because I do have a lot of mana here. Actually, while I'm at it, I might just use Berserk, because Berserk is gonna help the dragon against the black goblins, is going to help our other units against the red goblins, and it's not going to take up enough mana for us to not be able to meteor them whenever needed. So yeah, Berserk is what I'll use occasionally. And we are doing damage, but compared to normal mode, in normal mode, I got distracted reading the chat and we won. In this one, we just like barely do any damage. But once the dragon gets here, all of that will change. It's just that it's harder for the dragon to get there, specifically because of those guys falling from the sky. Now, once the dragon gets out of range of those guys, it's gonna be much easier for him to not lose focus. There'll still be these guys, but these guys were there on the normal one too. It's just the ones that rain from the sky all the way over here. Like, oh, guys, I told you to stay out of trouble. I know you guys want glory and want to fight, but you guys are not the MVP. Just accept that you guys are useless for this battle and not the real... Okay, maybe you're not useless, but your use is to allow your units to charge. That your use is to stay in the back and command your units, because if you die, they're not going to come and fight for us. Yeah, fair enough. Just because dragons are powerful does not... Okay, there is not a black goblin there. I was scared because the dragon was facing this way and nobody was there protecting him. Also, Popo got a bit too close. But that's okay, because the dragon will help him, you know, not get killed by the red goblins and the black goblins. And he is going to do a lot of damage to the castle now. I'm tempted to use Meteor to kill the red goblins, even though the black one's not there. But instead I'm gonna use Berserk and make it easier for our units without spending too much mana. If only the dragon, you know, did the same, also made it easier for our units. But no, he's like... Castle, a bunch of red goblins, a goblin on the ground. Surely all of our units that we have here are not going to deal with them. So they need my help with that goblin. Maybe he's kind of arrogant that only he can destroy those goblins, so, you know, he doesn't want them to attack from the backlines while he is busy with this. But if that's the case, he's just stupid. And overconfident, or I mean arrogant, I guess. Also kind of overconfident, because if he turns around and the black goblin is here, he's gonna die to the black goblin. But thus far, he was smart enough not to expose himself to the black goblin too much. And I don't even see any more black goblins. Did we kill them all? Are there only like a maximum of 10 or something black goblins here and we just depleted them of it? Because that's how the game works. There is a maximum of a specific number of units. Like eventually goblins would stop coming if we waited for long enough, but I am not waiting for that. Also, Revenge Wave consisting of a bunch of red goblins, which is actually really bad. I used the Meteor even though I probably didn't have to, because if they killed Popo and a bunch of other stuff, I just really didn't want that to happen. But now I'm pretty sure that the dragon's attack is actually hitting the castle, because, you know, not many other things would hit it. But at least, you know, he's making it easy for the Phantoms and the Tiger Warriors and the Mighty Guardians, the Mighty Cavaliers, or Cavaliers for that matter. I shouldn't discriminate against them in favor of the Tiger Warriors, right? I mean, the Tiger Warriors are cooler, but I'm not going to discriminate. Also, I don't know why I just did that. I have a tendency sometimes to use the scroll wheel when you know, it's not gonna change anything, but this time it actually scrolled, so I don't know why I did that. Some of the goblins are blocking some of Popo's spikes as they're flying past the castle. Yeah, you know, you'd think it may be a good idea because the spikes are hitting the goblins in midair, but no, the goblins are going to be really easy to deal with once they're on the ground, but the spikes would otherwise hit the castle and make it easier to win. But that's a lot of loot, and this level didn't even take an hour. It took like 30 minutes at most. So yeah, do this on hard or epic, get a lot of money, never get to worry about gold ever again. I'm telling you. Okay, first of all, second of all, and now we can actually think about what we're buying. Is it time to buy the rest of the Titans? I think so. Surely it's time. And now we've unlocked the entirety of the map, but we still have to upgrade and use a lot of these things. And now we have the rest of the gold that we have. Well, you know, I promised the sylphs last time I'd use them, so let's actually use them for once. We had just enough gold to max them out, and now let's compare them to succubi. There's 5 succubi and 6 sylphs, and the sylphs' stats are just a bit worse. Now, in my opinion, succubi are still overall better because they have a lot more crowd control potential. But there are cases in which the sylphs are more useful. When horizontal damage is more important than vertical damage, sylphs will come in handy. So, since we've since we've maxed out Succubi a long time ago and have still used them, and Sylphs are basically their rival, let's equip them instead of the Succubi. We've used the Dragon to great effect. Thank you, Dragon. You were even not dumb enough to not cost us those games, so congrats. Now let's equip something else. And by that I mean the Great Diablos. A Titan that is overall cool, but you know, probably the least special when compared to these other Titans, and probably most people's least favorite Titan. But we know what we're gonna use him on. He resists arrow, you can see that. He resists arrow fire. Now, what else are we gonna use? Well, we don't have enough money to use other things now. We've maxed out the War Tigers. Now, let's compare their stats. I mean, 960. Barely more than Mad Bulls, so health-wise, War Tigers are nothing special. And they're weak versus magic and arrow. They're very vulnerable. They are glass cannons, and their attack, 235. I mean... It's actually kind of like a Kaboom's attack, but it also attacks over a larger... actually, I don't know if it attacks over a larger area, but, you know, he can keep attacking after that. So, you know, I think he's overall very much a good unit. And we're surprisingly still keeping the Phantoms. You know, Phantoms are an early game unit, but we're surprisingly still keeping them, with 12 of them being there. I could replace them with orangutans, but I think they deal too much damage for that to happen. Besides, we already have Sylphs and Tanks, and you know... also, yeah, compared to Mighty Guardian, the Mighty Guardians have much better stats overall. More health, like... Oh, okay, not twice, but almost twice more health. A lot more population, not as much attack. But as far as crowd control goes, these guys just have a much easier time. Alright. Now, let's do Stop the Big Bang. Actually, wait, never mind. Before we do Stop the Big Bang, let's first do the level that we have for so long not been able to do, Shooting Star, because of their arrows. We now have 2 units. We have maximum upgraded tanks, which we can have 3 of, that actually resist arrows. And we also have the Great Diablos, who is level 1, but that's all he needs to be for this one. Ghosts are better than giant apes. Yeah, I mean, orangutans, I like them, and I think partly I like them because of the nostalgia effect. Like, they were some of the first units I remember using, and I always thought they were cool. And I still think they're kinda cool, because they have a lot of health, and, you know, their rocks are actually useful against, for example, the castle. But there's just a lot of better options here, including even, surprisingly, the Phantom Ghosts. And Mad Bulls, if we use them, they would be better for tanking. So, yeah, orangutans aren't that great, but I love them anyway. Or I guess I don't love them like I love the War Tigers, or... They're not quite as cool as the tanks, but they're cool. Oh yeah, he is reliable, and I think overall, as far as sturdiness goes, Diablos is a great Titan to have, unless you need Titans that are great against a specific, you know, against you need a Titan against Explosion or something like that, or like against Magic. But he is also great against arrows, so that's good. Actually, maybe we shouldn't attack yet, because this elf is already here. Who can we send to distract the bomber? Okay, a couple phantoms took that hit. Epic Orangutan with some color, there was 10, oh my goodness. Well, they kinda do. It's cool when the ground shakes, and it's because of something that we have. And it's also cool to see him emerging from the thick of our other units. Also, Sylph's shots, they're not gonna run out just, so that's something that they're cool. But as you can see, if a succubus was here and did this damage, it would have been much better overall. Oh my goodness, Sylphs, can you like... Okay, thank you. Now we can move forward. We still have 4 out of 6 Sylphs. I don't know if some of them died or if it's just that 6 of Sylphs take a while to charge up, but... Right, I probably shouldn't have sent the hero who had Sylphs over there. Also, War Tigers, weak against arrows, so obviously not going to have a lot of luck against that. But don't worry, we'll respawn all of the things that we have. Also, how do you guys feel about this? Ooh, nice. With the help of our tanks, we got rid of their tanks and everything else. But here comes the Great Diablos. And now we can send everyone else forward, just not the 2 melee heroes. Wait, where did they... Oh, okay, right there. That's okay though, that's okay, we have tanks and the Great Diablos right here that are going to screw them right up. And I mean literally, because all of them knock people up in the air. Say goodbye to the sun because it's about to be blocked by some many elven arrows. Yep. 3 starts speaking Elvish and started fire tons of arrows. Okay, what trees? Oh, do you mean the one is in the background? I'd rather not deal with that, but then again, it would be a cooler concept than an elf with a color filter, so... You know, I might actually be up for that. Alright, and I should have... Okay, that tank just hit our Sylphs. You know, tanks are really good against Sylphs, so... Even though they were maxed out... Nice, that Tiger Warrior was a hero. And died a hero. Because, you know, he was the only one who could reach there and destroy so many archers. And if he didn't, it wouldn't matter because we have full resistance to arrows from some of our units, but... he was a hero, and let's remember him as such. Now, those messages I did not see. Alright. We got 30 gold for this, which is decent, but of course nothing compared to what we just played beforehand. Let's see. Well, I think we should focus on units first because they're cheaper, and then we'll upgrade the Titans as well. The Great Diablos and the Sky Dragon have both proven themselves. I mean, the match was kinda rigged in favor of the Great Diablos because of his strength, but... Let's see. It should probably be the arrow people next, shouldn't it? Probably. Yeah, we played around with some magic. Let's first do the... Oh, we can't even... So the Forest Hunter is actually quite a bit cheaper to upgrade than the Elf Snipers. And in the end, I remember the Elf Snipers don't have as much health, but they do more damage. And their Ice Arrows, I think, overall are better. Make them just better units than the Forest Hunters. And their population, there's more of them. Even though right now, there's a... Wait, what? Oh no, never mind. Unlock level 4, okay. So there's 8 of them, and there's level 3. And Elf Snipers are just level 1, there's already 5 of them. Alright. And there's a lot of spells and units we have yet to level up really, but let's... I'm tempted to do this on hard again, or on epic, just to get a lot of money, but... I have a feeling it would also take a while. I do have a dog. I'm sorry if you're hearing too much background interference from her. But I think it's time to go on to the challenge 2, Stop the Bing Bang. Stop the Bing Bang! Let's stop the Bing Bang, everyone, and while we're at it, since we showed off 2 of the Titans already, let's show off the next one. And I guess we'll show off the... I'm gonna keep the Lord of Fire for this one. Alright. I might also keep him for the next level as well, but I might equip both, you know. So, challenge 2, stop the Big Bang. Which is a really easy challenge because the devs of the Epic War series don't really know how to balance things. The thing is, if you kill the bomb before it gets to your castle, and it is basically guaranteed to get to your you're basically guaranteed to kill it before it gets to your castle. So if you kill it, it's gonna destroy your entire army, but they're not going to take advantage of it in any way. Like, you're not gonna have people on the screen for a bit, but they don't send a giant army at you or anything. No, they just wait and do nothing, and then you respawn your army and go and steamroll them. Bing bang, bing bang. If I was to guess, I don't think that my goodness, I don't think that the giant bomb has any like resistances to elemental attacks. You know, it just wouldn't be intuitive because we can't see them, so why would there be any? Right, Popo destroys the bomb, by the way, because at some point all of his spikes hit it. So I'm going to tell him to kind of retreat a bit so that he can keep destroying the bomb. But we're also destroying the castle here, because there's nothing else. There's some bombers, sure, they can screw us up a little bit, but that's it. Alright, let's go and just finish off the bomb, because we're all going to die once that happens. Actually, are we? Vigraf? Retreat all the way. Oh, never mind, you're not going to allow us to, you know. And the damage is incremental. The last shot is basically guaranteed to kill people, but it didn't kill people who were here. So the bomb does have a range, which is interesting to note. And now, as you can see, they're not taking advantage of the fact that, I don't know, I'll need some time to recover. No, they're sending a couple dwarf engineers. Oh right, the Iron Fortress in Epic War 5, don't get me started on that. Huh. Yeah, the Titans are by no means slow on this one. I mean, maybe they're kinda slow, but at the same time, the battlefield isn't large enough to worry about it too much. I mean, it's decent size, but... Oh, and by the way, the Lord of Fire, we didn't really let him show off against the bomb, because the bomb was so easy to kill. But I'm actually gonna let him finish off the castle. I said, Stubborn Tiger, that I'm gonna let him finish off the cat. Oh my goodness, Tiger, can you like leave? I'm gonna need to fire him after this. I don't think it matters whether self-destruct does this explosion or non-elemental damage. But the only difference would be if Lord of Fire would basically not be affected by explosion damage. But I don't think that's the case. I think that Lord of Fire actually does die to the bomb, because that would make sense, you know. The bomb it's literally a nuclear bomb. It should destroy everything in its radius, and it should even destroy everything on the map. And after that, you know, maybe not everything, but maybe it should have more health, so that you have to actually maneuver so that some of your units kill the bomb fast enough for it to not hit your other units, and your other units are at the castle, so that after the bomb dies and they send an army at you, you can actually defend against that. But yeah, as it is, this level is easier than... It's easier than... It's like easier than level 8 on normal. Maybe not level 8, but... Easier than level 11 on normal, and easier than level 12, probably. I don't think if the bomb is necessarily a dwarven creation, because the Iron Horse, it would make sense to be a dwarven creation. Also, the dwarf engineers heal the Inferno due to having explosion damage, so that's cool, and the bombers also heal him. So that's cool, yeah. And I think no unit other than the bomb on this level can actually hurt him. Did they have centaurs? I don't remember. But, you know, the horse was probably built and then they used it with bombers. You know, I don't think the dwarves were behind that. I think explosions in this game aren't... they are either from like an evil force, or they're from dwarves, from some certain dwarves that just decided to... You know, yeah, it's interesting who even sent the final, the Iron Horse. You know, we could imagine that it was like Gralbok Grimtooth, and he is the knight in that mission. You know, if we forget about the fact that they sent many of him. But we got decent bonus for this, so I'm not complaining. Oh, we also got another achievement. We halted the Big Bang. It should... there's a typo here. It should be the Bing Bang. Okay. Oh, I forgot to beat this on Epic. Well, let's beat this on Epic. Let's have our Great Diablos here. And what else we're gonna upgrade? Alright, we were upgrading the arrow guys. The Forest Hunters, and... The Forest Hunters are now level 5, max level, and the Elf Snipers are level 2. So soon we'll be able to max them out, and then compare the two. Alright, level 9 on Epic, and after I beat level 9 on Epic, I will also beat level 15 on normal. Because it's definitely a fitting end to a, you know, a series of battles in this game. And then in the next stream, which will be the final Epic War 4 stream, a very few missions will await, but I'm still going to try to show, you know, give a fair chance to all units. Because unlike Epic War 3, which basically forces you to play a lot of missions to get all the cards, this one, you know, once you have the Grindfest level 13, it's not going to be a problem for you to level things up, but you're also not going to get a lot more levels to test out your units on. So we may revisit earlier levels. Also, let's not go yet. Let's have the Great Diablos this time lead the charge, and let's play it as though every single life of our army is valuable. Let's actually be a good general this time around. We know we can protect them. We know we can make it so none of them die. How do we look in the eyes of all these soldiers if we sent them to their death just because we didn't want to wait for, you know, the thing that would save them all? And I guess putting the sylphs here is actually fine, because they're going to shoot before the bombers can get them. But really, I'm just going to save up for this, and once I have it, it's going to destroy all the bombers. Okay, that's close though. I feel uncomfortable with that. I feel like one of those bombs is eventually going to reach the sylphs. And they get damaged, but this time, it's just them. Where are you going, Popo? I didn't tell you to go forward. It's just these guys, and the funny thing is, this is an easier level than the hard mode of like, I think I would be able to win this with just the tanks, like without the Great Diablos. Precisely because there's less things that aren't arrows to damage the tanks. Because of these guys, you will still need, you know, a unit that is immune to... Okay, I wanted to save the lives of my troops, but these sylphs who decided to sacrifice themselves for no reason other than being stupid, that's on them, that's not on me. Right, so what was I gonna say? I was gonna say that... there we go, nice. I was gonna say that, you know, you're gonna need the tanks and or the Great Diablos, but mainly the tanks, because with the Great Diablos everything is easy here, but like if you want to do it without the Great Diablos, you'd need the tanks anyway, and with the tanks you'd have better luck on this level than on level 9 hard. Like, there were orangutans, tanks and bombers that were damaging the tanks on that level, and here it's just the bombers. And you know, it's possible to keep them away if you're good enough. So yeah, that's kind of a balancing issue. Yeah, the Lord of Fire is the only unit, and you know, it makes sense that the Lord of Fire only absorbs the thing that least units use, so that you can't, you know, he's not too OP, you can just use him for everything and win immediately. But for specific stages, such as the Iron Horse, he is invaluable. Please don't turn around, because that's stupid. We don't care about those guys, really. Oh, we can actually shoot them with arrows now. The reason we don't care about them is that they're not going to advance simply because they can, and we're not, like, none of our units are immune to arrows that are stopping them. No, they're gonna go back to their base to try to defend their castle that they can't defend. Hey, that level 12 hard thing never happened. I've never lost a single level, okay? See, at this point the tanks are doing damage and they would eventually destroy the castle, so... Interestingly enough, we're on the verge of killing some of them. But I don't think it's going to matter because, like, we kill one, I'm pretty sure they have more that are going to spawn after we kill these. Like, they have about 5 or something on screen now. We kill them. Like, we kill 2 of them, 2 more are going to come, they'll still have 5. So yeah, I don't think that really matters. Now, if you didn't turn around, I would actually be able to assess whether we were damaging the castle with our Great Diablos. It's like, can we? Also, I like how this elf is being so stupid. Like, she could actually lead a counter-attack, you know, a sneak attack, a surprise charge, you know, by just going here and attacking us, because all of our tanks and Great Diablos is here. But no, she's attacking the tanks from behind, doing precisely nothing. It would be cool to make too. At this point, I guess we could berserk, but I don't think it affects the castle damage. It only affects us damaging them, and right now we're not really damaging them because the tanks aim at the castle. Or they try to aim somewhere in between, but, you know, that's weird. Mainly they aim at the castle, and the Great Diablos also only hits the castle. One of those word tigers are getting impaled on a pike. Yeah, you were talking about the one who didn't want to retreat when we wanted the Lord of Fire to finish it. Ooh, a revenge wave of just normal archers. Yeah, right, you're gonna go far with that. But, you know, I would just either fire him, send him away, or just subject him to a lot of further training. And maybe some punishment, who knows. Ooh, this elf is actually getting kind of dangerous because, you know, at some point she's gonna realize that tanks are too far away now, and she keeps chinching here. Once she inches all the way here, she's gonna start actually attacking our things that matter. But she's also going to get shot with this arrows tower, so it's not really gonna matter whatsoever. Oh, did they send a bunch of bombers? Because I'm pretty sure that I healed, and then he's damaged again. So I think they sent a bunch of bombers as revenge waves. They do like sending bombers as revenge waves, but unlike Epic War 3, they're being stupid with their revenge waves. It's like, bombers? Then how about the revenge wave is only bombers and nothing else? Or, you know, archers, but no melee units. Why would we want melee units for revenge wave? Are we trying to actually do well? No, that's unimaginable. Yeah, exactly. The epic mode. Screw balanced armies. screw making it actually challenging for the player to win. Let's add a color filter to some units, make them shoot a whole lot faster or more powerfully, making them only beatable with specific units, but at the same time very easily beatable with those units, and just, you know, revenge waves of a lot of bombers and just units that are not gonna make a difference. And I'm just gonna use these because, while I don't think it matters, if it, you know, there's no point in not using it because we don't really use much spells here anyway. Yeah, make him, you know, forced labor. And I'm sure that not all of, you know, we are kind of forcing a lot of these guys to fight. They are warriors, but they would probably still rather be somewhere else. Other than the tigers, you know, the tigers are the ones whose culture war is so engraved in that they would keep fighting even when told not to. There we go. Beaten level 9 in Epic. Level 9. A kind of bad level unless you're in normal mode. Yeah, I figured autocorrect messed with that a bit. Alright, yeah, even less gold I think than for hard mode, which makes sense. This was an easier level than Epic, it just took longer to beat because of higher castle health. And I didn't want to sacrifice my other units, other than the sylphs who were stupid enough to die anyway. So let's suppose they died, so we're not gonna use them for now. Alright, let's see. Well, they're level 3 now. Still can't really compare, but what we can use instead is the centaurs. I am going to use all of them, and I think elves are overall better, so once I max them out, I'm gonna prefer elves and use them again instead of forest hunters. So while forest hunters have a, you know, while elves aren't maxed out, forest hunters are gonna have a use. We're gonna use them. There's 13 of them, they attack 95 and actually have some decent health. Because they're horsewomen. Alright, so let's equip them and go on to level 15. On this level, I'm actually going to get rid of Mighty Guardians, because we really don't need tanks on that level. Not literal tanks, actually we don't need tanks either, tanks don't have enough range. Maybe I should keep the Mighty Guardians. But you know, we need damage mainly. I guess let's use the sylphs still, because they would be useful. And then the Lord of Fire and the Celestial Angel. Which would make more sense like this. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think part of the why they did this with Epic War 5 is that they wanted to have a lot of levels without having too many units. And so they resorted to upscaling them a lot later on in the game, but I do think that they kind of got used to it. The first time they did this was in Epic War 3 with the... you know, and I mean, they didn't really do this, but they had the goblin, the really powerful goblin, and they had some really powerful mages, and they did this more in this game, and they just did it all the time in Epic War 5. Oh, by the way, level 15, which, I mean, look-wise, it's a great level. It's just that you can't really lose on it, just like on some of the other levels, because they're not gonna attack you with anything substantial. They'll eventually, I mean, they're gonna attack you with bombers, and they'll eventually gather up some bulls and attack with that, but let's face it, it's not gonna do anything. Yeah, I wanted to dodge them. One War Tiger already started attacking, so I couldn't dodge with him, but he didn't actually take that much damage from it. Because explosions are not one of the things that he is weak to. Succubi. They're actually kind of annoying. I wish I had lightning or comet or something like that to help against them, but probably not gonna have to. Oh, hey Powerhouser. Yeah, this is basically the final level that I'm gonna be doing on this stream. And then we're gonna have one more to finish off Epic War 4. But you can always... the streams stay up as videos. And generally, you can always go back and kind of see what's happened, because this one has been pretty fun, and I think it hasn't been too long either, because I started like 2 to 2.5 hours ago, which weirdly enough isn't that long. Some of the streams have been like 3.5 hours. Like the last one, that was long and fun. Oh my goodness, I just saw your comment, Vibe Checker. Don't ruin this for me. Oh, by the way, we got the Titans already. Centaurs are still spawning though. And see, that's what I'm talking about. These guys are not going to destroy us. So it kind of feels useless. It feels that they should have a... At least, maybe they should gather up the force for a long time. But after that, when they attack, they should have a substantial force. Alright, let's try to attack with our ranged units and see where this leads us. And I'm using the angel too, because remember, like if we just send the angel, okay, fall back. If you just send the angel alone, she's actually going to be able to do kind of well. And let's adjust this tower so that it might hit the succubus or him, you know, or it's just gonna hit him. But you know, the main reason that I have this is so that it hits the bombers, and they're not going to be a problem for us. Although now that we have the... Oh, nice. Destroyed. So yeah, the angel's attacking this guy, and not a problem there. But, of course, we want to win faster, so we're gonna save up more mana for Berserk, and actually use the upgraded version of it, finally. The problem with this, though, is that, keep in mind the angel, just like ranged units, is slowly inching her way forward. Eventually, he's going to attack, so we need to make sure she stays in the same place. Which is like about over here. And now she's not inching forward, see? Okay. Yeah, this was basically the Lord of Hell from Epic War 2 and 5. But since I played 4 first, I didn't... you know, think of him as a Lord of Hell. I thought of him. Also, that upscaled sword actually kind of looks pretty bad, because you can see that it's pixelated when compared to the actual sprite, which looks good. And that's a shame. Like, why wouldn't they put more polish into the most important parts of their game? Oh well. Yeah, I assume that like it kept the backgrounds, or most of the backgrounds from Epic War 3, and added more. And I do actually like that. Now, was this a background from, you know, the parts where you fight Trevaus and Grimtooth? It might have been. Also, the angel is slowly getting damaged by bombers, but oh, who cares? He's actually getting damaged faster. I mean, he's a tyrant. He's basically just defending himself. And we can ask questions like this. Why didn't they make him move and make it possible to lose level? It's not the only level where that's a thing. You know, we've met many such levels, including level 10, level 14, kind of. I mean, kind of, not really, but level 10 and level 16 a lot of the time. You know. The grasslands background was ditched. Well, I assume maybe some of the earlier levels would fit for grasslands, but maybe they wanted the game to be epic from the get-go. I mean, they did like immediately use epic this music style, other than the like as opposed to the energetic one of Epic War 3 that highlights the numerous fights. This one is just epic, and it makes more sense when you're fighting a Lord of Hell looking guy than when you're just fighting a bunch of goblins on level 1, but... So yeah, the angel is pretty cool, but, like, you know, not... Just like the Diablos, this really, like, is not a level that gives the enemies a fair chance against her. Right, let's try to use ranged units to help her out. First the Sylphs and Popo, because we know that they can do this. Even though the Sylphs tend to be pretty stupid at times. At all times. But if we tell them to just stay here and not advance, maybe they'll listen? Right, let's see. Let's put them over. Oh yeah, there's also the meteors that are hurting us. And now we can use a Berserk and Rage. And while Rage is going to last for 10 seconds as usual, Berserk is actually lasting for 20 seconds. Because we upgraded, and that's very important. So they're still going forward because they're dumb, but I will tell them to just physically not do that. Although these ones in the back aren't even shooting, so that's kinda a shame. But yeah, he's already pretty much dead now. We're going to just send everything at him. Or, you know what, let's back off with the Sylphs and Popo. Let's try to see if the Centaurs can reach him. I kinda doubt it, but we can try. Also nice sniping that succubus. I don't think the Centaurs have the necessary range, but maybe they do. I wish they didn't have to fire that bomber, but yeah, let's... Oh, they do have the range. Interesting. So yeah, with ranged units would immediately annihilate him, but I actually kinda wanna... I wanna send the melee units now. And first we'll send our... okay, fine. We'll put our Tiger Warriors and Phantoms over here. And then we'll assault with them. So that maybe some of them will have the chance to get here. Okay, it seemed that one Tiger Warrior... Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell the others not to assault. But yeah, the Angel is dead now. Because his attack... oh my goodness, I did this horribly. Yeah, oh my god. Okay, well you can see that the melee units can actually get in here and do quite well against him because he can't hit them. So only the Succubi and stuff and bombers will be able to hit him. But I mean, I wanted to show the Inferno being here as well, and now we have to wait for him to charge again, which is a bit of a shame. For now, let's just send Sylphs and Centaurs as well as Popo forward, and just, you know, send them forward and hope that some of these meteors aren't going to throw our units here and make him attack. Yeah, so I pressed assault because I knew that I would be able to tell other units to stop before, and I just wanted to not waste time with oh. Yeah, whatever, we're just mainly waiting for the Lord of Fire, and we would be able to win immediately if not for that. But yeah, I want to send Assault just so all of them would immediately go forward, and as many of them as possible would avoid the blast. But then I just forgot to tell the others to retreat, and kind of lost them because of it. But, you know, even if I didn't lose them, I'd have to keep them away, because his sword, well, if we're right here, he's not going to attack. But whenever he attacks people that are right here, his sword does very much reach here. And his sword is really cool looking. And large, and it really shows that obviously this is dangerous. Alright. We have spells now, but I don't think we're gonna really be able to use them effectively. I'll use them to help out the Lord of Fire once he's there. Yeah, exactly. It's... why, like, and even the sword itself over here looks good. Why would they do this sort of thing? I need to see this once he attacks. So like he's going to attack. So it like changes from pixelated to normal halfway, like over there, and that's really weird to me. All right, guys, you should probably not go ahead and attack now. We're going to buy in the Inferno as much time as we can. Alright, let's read up on chat because... oh, the angel actually... oh no, the angel's right here. Not advancing because it just attacked because people were there. But Popo did decide to go forward, so yeah. Let's read in chat. In honor of your efforts, I started going back through Epic War 5 again last night as Skull Knight. I beat normal stage 1 to Cave of Trial 1 without a Titan so far. Nice. I mean, Cave of Trial 1 you wouldn't want a Titan for. But when you say Titan, do you count the semi-Titans like Golems and King of Beast and Death, stuff like that? Or do you just mean no Inferno, no Diablos, no Black Dragon, stuff like that? Ooh, I think we need to stop with our tower because we want to have the Lord of Fire actually win against him. And we're going to use a lot of healing for this because I'm afraid... Okay, he was level 1, that was not enough even while being healed to die. So, you know, at this point, you know what, screw it. Everyone assault and just finish him off. There we go, yeah. Because he on normal is actually much easier. You know, when I was really young and playing this, he seemed like a really hard boss because he wouldn't die, so, you know, it was actually a strategy that I used, that my dad came up with, that we need to send bombers at him and just keep sending them, you know, have our army at the base, but just send bombermen so that they go and each one of them is like, or each other one of them is going to hit him, and eventually he'll die like in hours later. But, you know, on normal, he's actually pretty easy to beat if you just use an army and berserk. Even without shield, pretty easy to beat. And the fact that he doesn't go forward, you can shoot him with the tower, you can shoot him with ranged units without him attacking, and stuff like that, and there's no army that's going to attack you if you wait, makes this a very, you know, makes this level, there's a lot of ways to beat it, and it's not that challenging really, it's just, it can just take time. This background, okay, Western Firelands, Vigraf's realm, the Eastern Firelands, Trival's realm, okay. The commander, okay. Funny how because this became the Lord of Hell stage. The original design had a lightsaber-like sword that sent energy echoing through the ground. Yeah, but that was back with Epic War 2's system that made it so that he hurts your castle and units nearby. But... you know, this ground pound thing, in Epic War 5 when there was no castle, what would he do? Hurt your hero? When you have regeneration spells to keep him alive? You know, it would be a possible design to play around with, but having a sword just made a lot more sense for him. And I think that when they started making Epic War 4, this character was definitely very much inspired by the Lord of Hell. They just didn't call him the Lord of Hell. They called him Tyrant Lord Baal to kind of make it a bit more sense why we're only fighting him now and why he doesn't advance. Yeah, none of these deaths. Golems, White Tiger, Lamia, yeah. And I mean, you would only get Lamia for beating Trial once, so you wouldn't be able to even use them, but... yeah, mainly it all comes down to ranged units in Epic War 5. This game is a lot more balanced because melee units actually play an important role. And in Epic War 5, melee units? Yeah, no, just freaking ranged units, goblins and titans. Yeah, the Lord of Hell is really good looking, and overall the art style of this game, and this game series, it's unique enough to pay attention to. It's not, you know, cartoony things just don't immerse me the same way, which is perhaps why, although I guess the gameplay also has something to do with it, but the game My Little Army, which is also by ArtLogic Games, I never really got into it. I do like this style, which is pixel art, technically, but at the same time, it's really detailed at times, especially for large units. It's not upscaled pixel art, unless you're at the lower end of the Tyrant Lord Baal's sword, in which case you get the short end of the stick, for whatever reason that I have no idea why. And we get decent amount of gold, but after this level, no amount of gold that we get from another level is going to be decent, let's face it. So yeah, just play this on hard or epic, press assault once you start and once the heroes spawn, leave your computer, come back 3 hours later or 5 hours later, you're gonna get a lot of gold, you will never have gold issues with this game again. I think he played this game before me, so that's how I first found out about it, but he didn't play the, like, previous games in the series. So I actually went back and explored them. First, really, I think it was first Epic War 3, then Epic War 1, Epic War 2, because while I guess I did play or try out Epic War 1 at the same time with Epic War 3, I never got far into it. So, and Epic War 3 was similar to this one, so that's why it felt more familiar, and actually, you know, I could actually play through it further when I first tried it, you know. But yeah, that was the final level that we play on this stream, and while would have had just enough to buy a Titan, we bought all of them already, and to upgrade them we need more money. So this money is going to go into upgrading the elf snipers, which we wanted to do since forever ago. And now compare them. So, health, the forest hunters are like 1.5 times better. It makes sense because they're horses. Attack, the elf snipers are like 10% better, which I guess is still kinda matters. And the population, there's 13 forest hunters and 15 elf snipers. And elf snipers stun. So the only advantage that forest hunters have, really, is just that they have more health. And overall, the other advantages, considering that it's ranged units and they don't really need as much health, the elf snipers are definitely overall better units as a result. Also, they're strong versus magic and arrow, while forest hunters are strong versus melee, so that situationally, the forest hunters can be a bit better, but overall, you know, we've used them a bit, but we're probably just gonna use the elf snipers from now on. Yeah, forest hunters do stun, but I think they do it so rarely in this game and in Epic War 3 that it almost basically isn't a thing. Like, it's easy to forget that they stun because the chances of them actually stunning someone are really low, while elf snipers do freeze and you notice it immediately. Alright, let's put this gold into the Valkyries, because we're gonna wanna upgrade them, trust me. And I guess the Untamed Beasts too. And that's it, and I will hope to at least get like 1 million more gold before the next stream, which is the final stream. And it may sound like a lot, but it'll really just be playing this level hard, just starting it and then coming back to it being finished. So that is going to be fun and give a lot of gold, and we're going to try out a lot of new units after that. But for now, that's going to conclude this stream. Thank you all guys for watching. Once again, casual reminder about the Discord server in the description that we'll use to agree on things. I think I'm gonna have to like talk about it a bit more at the beginning, whilst it doesn't actually have enough people yet, but you know, but it has enough for us to at least agree on something. Like right now we can actually agree on the next stream here. I think it will make sense to just have the next stream on Saturday, as we usually have them. Alright, see you guys, especially if you guys have to go. So yeah, I think we'll have the final Epic War 4 stream on Saturday, as usual, and then next Saturday, well, I mean the Saturday after that, we're going to play Epic War 5, and we'll probably beat it in one stream, let's face it. But, yep, see you guys, and bye.